Okay, if you're an entrepreneur, you know this feeling. Your business is growing, which is exactly what you wanted, but it just feels chaotic. You're working harder than ever, you're constantly putting out fires, and you basically become the bottleneck for every single decision. That growth starts to feel completely unsustainable. So today, we're going to dive into how to escape that trap with a clear blueprint.
This right here, this is the absolute heart of it all. It is the one mental leap that every single founder has to make if they want to truly scale their business. Seriously, it's not about working harder or putting in more hours. It's about completely changing your role from being the main engine of the business to being the architect of the engine.
So think about it this way. When you're in the doer mindset, your company's growth is literally capped by the number of hours you have in a day. You're the hero, yeah, but you're also the ceiling. The builder, on the other hand, thinks totally differently. They're always asking, how can I create a process for this so I never have to do it again? And that shift, well, that unlocks some pretty much limitless potential.
To help you make that shift, we're going to walk through a complete blueprint together. We'll start with that mindset, and then we're going to dive into 4 key pillars. First, perfecting your product, then mastering acquisition, then building your infrastructure, and finally, forging key partnerships. Just think of these as the essential parts of a machine that is built for sustainable speed.
You got it. Everything that's about to follow is built on this one foundational idea, shifting from doing to designing. So, with that new mindset firmly in place, let's move on to the first operational pillar of our blueprint.
All right, here we are at pillar number 1, perfecting your product. You know, it's so tempting to just slam on the accelerator as soon as you get any traction, but scaling a mediocre product just means you fail faster and way more expensively. You've got to make sure the core of your business is absolutely rock solid first.
And I love this metaphor because it just perfectly illustrates the point. Your marketing, your sales, your hiring, that's all just gasoline. Your product is the fire. And a weak little fire just gets snuffed out by too much fuel. But a strong, hot fire, oh, it's going to roar. So how do you build that fire?
Well, there are 3 key steps. First up, you've got to achieve product market fit. And this isn't just about people buying your product. It's when they love it so much that they become your biggest fans, your advocates. Second, you have to identify your North Star metric. Forget all those vanity numbers. What is the one number that truly defines success for your business? Focus everything on moving that number. And third, maximize your customer lifetime value, or CLV. Because let's be honest, keeping and upselling to happy customers is way more profitable than constantly chasing new ones.
So, once your product is solid, it's time for our second pillar, mastering acquisition. This is where we stop relying on luck or random acts of marketing, and we start building a predictable, repeatable engine that just brings new customers right in the door.
So let me ask you this, and be honest. If you look at your business right now, where are your customers and your revenue really coming from? Most founders, if they're being truthful, can't answer that with precision. But finding that answer, that's the key to unlocking efficient growth.
And the answer, almost always, lies in this incredibly powerful principle. I'm sure you've heard of it, the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle. Applying this to your marketing is a complete game changer because it forces you to accept a simple truth. A tiny fraction of your efforts is driving the vast majority of your results.
Now, the process itself is deceptively simple. First, you have to get serious about tracking your marketing channels to find that vital 20%. Is it your SEO? Is it one specific social media platform? Once you know, you double down. You pour your resources into what's already proven to work, and this is the hard part, you have to ruthlessly cut the rest. Just stop wasting time and money on the 80% of stuff that isn't moving the needle. Now, beyond the 80-20 rule, you can also systematize your growth with things like funnel automation. Using tools like a CRM, a customer relationship management system, make sure that no lead ever gets forgotten or falls through the cracks. And then, once you know your customer acquisition cost is less than their lifetime value, you can confidently step on the gas with paid media to literally buy predictable growth. All right, let's move to our third pillar. You've got a fantastic product, customers are pouring in. Now you need the internal infrastructure to actually handle that success without everything falling apart. This is the scaffolding that supports your growth. And I know this sounds crazy, but it is a startlingly true fact. So many promising businesses have imploded because they just grew too fast. Their customer service fails, product quality drops, and the reputation you worked so hard to build can be absolutely destroyed in just a matter of months. Infrastructure isn't the boring part, it's the survival part.
So, the foundation of that infrastructure is the SOP, or Standard Operating Procedure. Now I know, this sounds tedious, but I promise you, it is the single most powerful act of delegation there is. The rule is simple. If a process only exists inside your head, then the business cannot grow beyond you. Documenting how things get done frees you up and empowers your team to execute consistently.
So this internal engine really has three parts. You start by documenting everything with SOPs. Then you hire A players, people who just thrive in a fast-paced environment and, crucially, fit your culture. And finally, with your processes documented and a great team in place, you have to delegate ruthlessly. Free yourself up to work on the business, not just in it.
And that brings us to our fourth and final pillar, forging key partnerships. And honestly, this is a massive shortcut. I mean, why spend years building an audience from zero when you can tap into existing networks that have already done all that hard work?
And there are three really powerful ways to do this. There's co-marketing, where you team up with a brand that isn't a competitor but serves the exact same customers. You've got affiliate programs, where you create a whole army of salespeople who earn a commission just for promoting your product. And then there's white labeling, which lets another company sell your product as their own, giving you instant access to their entire customer base.
So there you have it, the founder's blueprint to scaling. It all starts with that big mindset shift from doing to building. From there, you perfect your product, you master acquisition, you build your internal infrastructure, and you forge powerful partnerships. The plan is right here, on the table. The only question left is, which one of these systems are you going to build first?